Some items that you'll need for today to fully engage in this presentation. You'll need your instructional schedule, the resources that you generally need for planning, because we'll actually be working together in breakout rooms for a little bit together. And you'll probably want a paper and writing utensil. If not that, maybe some kind of a word processing document or a Google Doc, because I will be encouraging you to do some reflective pieces during this time together. So before we started the summit today, some asynchronous materials were sent out to the general TLN email, and hopefully you were able to receive some of those components. This is the starting slide of what it looked like. This was a Loom video that gave you the directions for those asynchronous materials. Where the asynchronous materials was this article from Dr. Katie Martin, and the EduPlanet video from minute 717 to 2551. And this EduPlanet video was about Understanding by Design by Jay Mateague. These were some additional articles that you could have chosen to read if you had the time or if you were interested. One was about brain research on taking more breaks while learning from the distance learning applications that we use, and that was by Jeffrey Young here on EdSurge. And this one was the Edutopia article on 7 instructional guidelines for distance learning, and that was by Elizabeth Skopek. And so you had the option to read these articles that you, if you wanted to, but these were the asynchronous materials to kind of help support and guide the discussions that we're going to be engaging in today. And these were the resources with their actual bibliographies. So these materials are going to be shared with you. And so that way, if you want to come back to these resources at any point to support your intentional planning, you're more than welcome to do so using either the resources on the previous slide or getting the links from this bibliography. So now what we're going to do is we're going to engage in the synchronous time together, really thinking about how to make this work. We recognize that there's been a lot of challenges with instructional schedules, and that a lot of what we know about distance learning is relatively new. But what we can do is think on our own schedules for this time, our own instructional time, because we have to have a place to start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a timer for about 5 minutes, and I would like everybody to think for a moment on what their current instructional time looks like. What does your day currently look like? What's the balance between synchronous and asynchronous time in your schedule? What is successful? What are the challenges? And of those challenges, which challenge am I going to take on today? I'm going to start a timer for about 5 minutes, and we're all going to do a little quick reflection because we'll be using this later in breakout rooms. Excellent. I see that attendance is going pretty good for some of our participants. We have a good morning routine going well. Students are happy and feeling connected to their classmates. That's an excellent success. Now, also, I'd love to encourage you to also think about the one challenge that you want to tackle today in the intentional planning of your instructional time, your virtual learning environment. And go ahead and feel free to put that in the chat as well. Oh, I also see that students are excited about special projects that they're doing at home. Teaching math, getting kids involved with whiteboards, and walking through problem solving. Those are some excellent successes. The morning meetings are beneficial, fantastic. And getting materials to students and making it feel interactive, using using time to play together with Play-Doh to build community and relationships. Now, what's that one challenge you want to tackle today? Managing the time to work with both grade level groups. Students not turning in work. So now let's think about some of the asynchronous materials that were provided in the TLN email. Let's think for a second. What's a key idea from Understanding by Design that we can use to apply to our instructional time? Something that can help us manage our instruction during virtual learning a little bit better. And then what strategies can we use to make the most of synchronous and asynchronous instructional time? Let's go ahead and reflect on that just for about 2 minutes. So one of the things that we're going to be doing today is we're going to be sharing some experiences from a couple of our teachers in this space that have been so willing to come and speak to everybody today. And then we're also going to be going into breakout rooms where we can collaborate together and build some intentional planning that can help us address some of these challenges that we're facing either in our own classrooms or in the classrooms that we support. So I would love for either Gloria or Brianna or Jillian to unmute, and I would love for you to share your experiences in intentional planning for distance learning.
Hi, my name is Jillian Foster. I am what used to be called an instructional coach, but I am now the resource teacher for instruction for Chaparral Elementary. Talking about schedule, so when we received the sample schedule from the district, we looked at it as an IC first, and we decided that we had to have different schedules for the grade levels, and not just one schedule with everyone with ELA at a certain time and math at a certain time, to make sure that our intervention teachers could see their students at the appropriate times and not miss out on other subjects, and make sure that specials teachers have their specific time and give the teachers prep. So we decided to go ahead and stick with our master schedule from last year. So from there, we gave it to the grade levels, the teams, and they were to come up with what times and what would work with their asynchronous and their synchronous blocks inside a subject block. So they collaborated and decided what would be enough time. Did they want to do it before the asynchronous time? Did they want to do it after the asynchronous times? What worked with interventions, those kinds of things. Then from there, we went to weekly collaborations. And I provided an agenda, and which includes, well, what's working with your schedule, what's not working with your schedule, what did you try when this didn't work? And then they discuss, and in the grade levels, they discuss some solutions that did work for them or didn't work for them. And then as a grade level or a team, they decide, oh, wow, I got this from you and I got this from you, that I'm going to try that this week. So that's really been working well for our school so far. So that's at a whole school level. And now we're going to get to the teacher level. And I'm going to turn it over to Gloria, who's a second grade teacher at our school.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Gloria Lopez, and I'm a second grade teacher here at Chaparral. And so, let's see, how can I share your screen? Oh,
you present.
Do I have it here? It doesn't look like I can.
It doesn't let you present.
Okay, so I can't present, but let me go over my schedule. So I have asynchronous time on Mondays. At Chaparral, we decided that Mondays was going to be our day for asynchronous to keep it consistent with the hybrid schedule so they wouldn't get confused when they came back. So my schedule in the morning from 9 o'clock to 9:40, we have intervention time. And so the cross-cat teachers have that block of time, and the resource intervention teachers have that block of time. I do not get on until 9:45 with the students. So 9:45 to 10 o'clock, I run my morning meeting, and we talk about various things. We talked about the balloon fiesta on Monday, Friday and Monday, and it's different every day. From 10 to 11:30 is our core block time for math. 10 to 10:45 is synchronous time with me, and each of them have their books. We've sent home manipulatives for them to work on and math tools that they could use. So it's various. We work on our book. We have books to read, whiteboards that they show on games and different things that they show me. And 10:45 to 11:15 is asynchronous, except for the kids that I have in small groups. So I have group 1 on Tuesday, group 2 on Wednesday, group 3 on Thursday, and group 4 on Friday. I could present now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Come on. Let me show you my screen. Can you see it? Okay. So this is my schedule that I've sent out to parents. Right here is my math block and my group numbers. So each of the kids that I have know that that is their group time. The rest of them go work on whatever I have assigned. And then if we need to come back, or sometimes I just take a little bit more time at the end, we come back and wrap it up if needed. Then they go to lunch, and then they have ELA time from 12 to 1:30. Same system. We go synchronous first, and then asynchronous with groups. So I flip-flopped the groups, and I had group 4 come first, 3, 2, 1. That way the same kids would not be there at the same time. On Fridays, I have science with my buddy class, and we have, it's interactive, so we've sent home stuff for the kids to do and work together with our buddy class. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are on different specials times. And I do most of my work on a flip chart. There's a lot of teachers at our school that were not comfortable with technology. My group has a few teachers that were not good with technology. So I've showed them my flip chart. This is my morning meeting, and this is Monday. So this is asynchronous work. I have them do 5 of those squares. We did something on balloons. Typically the red part is our reading time because we are an avid school. So I aligned the colors to what their binders were. And then the blue parts are math. Since this was asynchronous, I didn't really use the blue or the red consistently, but on my other days, let me show you a Tuesday one. This is my Tuesday. So this would be today. We're going to talk about our binder because we just had a binder pickup. Those are my math that we go over. This is my small group, so they know what group is going to be involved for that day. Benchmark, reading log, and this is the small group for ELA. So that is typically how I run my class. I do use Google Classroom, and I do have Google Slides, Bitmoji slides in there because I flip-flop from not high-tech to high-tech at times, depending on my comfort level. But I'm going to give it over now to Brianna, who is a 3rd grade teacher, and she is amazing with tech.
Hi everyone, I'm Brianna Sierra. I'm here at Chaparral, and I'm going to share with you today my synchronous and asynchronous schedule. So let me present that for you. Okay. Alrighty. So up on the screen right now is the schedule that I've created. I tried to show the schedule for Tuesday through Friday, and then our asynchronous schedule completely for Monday. So our school actually decided to do asynchronous work all day Monday, so that way we can do our PD and anything else that we need to do in our collaborations and all of that. And then Tuesday through Wednesday, we're with the kids all day, typically. So I have here just an outline of what our schedule looks like, and I'm not going to go too much in detail about it, but usually if we have our reading block or our ELA block, then we have a break after. So for example, in our schedule, we have specials, and then we come back together, regroup. And it is asynchronous time, but I always have the kids come back with me, so that way I can set those expectations, because I know a lot of kids do not like to do their work. And so those kiddos that I can keep with me during that time, during that asynchronous time, I will keep. Those kids that, you know, just need that extra support that I can work in small groups with, or that I just need to monitor and make sure that they're actually working on the material. So I keep them with me, and then I go over, you know, exactly what they're going to have to do, and we, you know, work through a couple of problems together, and then we move on. And so that's what it kind of looks like also for math as well. And I do stay with the kids during the entire asynchronous time. I stay with the kids the entire time, just so that they know I am always here as a support. So even if I'm working with a small group, I will get to them eventually if they have a question or need help with something. So I'm never really off the screen. I'm always constantly staying on, just in case they need support on an assignment. I just wanted to show you guys really quickly just kind of what I do in the morning. So we do a quick, you know, morning meeting, and I'm just going to go really quickly on this because I know we don't have a lot of time. So, you know, I have this posted for them to see when they come in, so that they remember to mute themselves and turn on their camera and know those expectations. And then we're really pushing our Avid binder this year, and so writing in their agenda is very important. And so I put what they're going to do each day, for each subject, what they're going to do, and then they write it down in their agenda. And so I have that there for them. And then from there, we do our Google Meet expectations. And I like to do sign language in my class, just because it really sticks with their little brains and they remember, and it helps them remember. So I have just a GIF or a GIF, however you say it, just playing on replay, and we do it together. We do the sign language, and we have it for each rule. And if it's going to let me scroll down, let's see. And then once we've done our Google Meet expectations, because those are very important, as you all know, we go into how are we feeling. And I know if you were at TLF last year, you know that mood meter was a big thing. And so I actually taught my kids how to use the mood meter. And so what they do is they choose what zone they're in, and then they choose a word to describe how they feel. So in the chat box, they'll tell me, oh, I'm feeling tired, or I'm feeling, you know, happy, excited, whatever it is, but they get to share with their class how they're feeling, and if somebody really wants to share something, they can. And usually we do some type of activity together, just to build community. And you know, I have this here as well. So whatever morning objective we have, I post it here so that they know what are we going to learn about, what are they going to have to do for asynchronous work, and then the materials that they need. And the reason why I give these materials like this and not just written is because I do have English language learners that do benefit from this, and so they need to see what it is that they need. And so again, that's just a little bit about what I do. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for allowing me to share today.
So, Gloria, Brianna, Jillian, we have a quick question in the chat for you all. How many hours are the students doing how many hours are the students doing for synchronous time?
So typically, my students are doing 3 hours. Gloria's students are also doing 3 hours of synchronous time. But like I said, I am online all day, even during that asynchronous time, just for support. So yeah.
I will say that the younger students are not on as long. Some of the kinder teachers are doing 15 to 20 minute or synchronous meetings, and then they meet later, but it may not be a total of 3 hours.
Thank you. So now, oh, and then does that time include specials and tier 2 interventions?
For me, it does include those subject areas, but Gloria said no, she does not. That does not include specials and interventions.
So now at this time, I'm going to come back to my screen. For the purposes of the recording, I'm putting up my contact information as a slide here because from this point forward, we're not going to be recording the rest of this because most of our time will be spent in breakout rooms.